So her astrologers, her wizards, all those who work in witchcraft, they are not going to be able to help her. We understand their magicry, that their wizard, how they like to do those rituals, all these things, everything that she did, none of those things would be able to save them from what's coming upon them once again, because it's coming from the Most High. It says, she will be burned. Fire shall burn them, and none shall deliver themselves. So they won't be able to deliver themselves from the power of the flame. There will be a power that comes from this flame, and the Most High going to send wind to stir this flame, make it burn even hotter. It shall not be a coal to be warmed by. This is not a fire where you're going to want to get warmed by, but this fire is something that's going to consume. Noah is a fire to sit before. Thus shall they be unto you, with whom you have labored. And anyone that's in her, that's labored with her, once again, the voice went out. Come out of her, my people. And the wicked, they made excuses. The wicked made excuses for not coming out. They had many, many different excuses. We can't come out. Where are we to go? Babylon is everywhere. Babylon is spiritual. We heard many lies when it came to come out of her, my people. We don't have enough money. We don't have the funds. We're the poor. The Most High didn't ask how much money do we have. The Most High said, come out of her. You believe and trust in Him, He will make a way. If you think you don't have money, your trust is not, you think that's you being poor, you think, He doesn't have the power. You're saying He's not strong enough. He's not mighty enough to get me out because I don't have money. So He can't get me out. And so with that mindset, the people stayed, but they deceived themselves. Your merchants, here it is, from whom you have labored, the merchants, from your youth, they shall wander each one to his quarter. No one shall save you. How many times have we read this in Scripture? No one will save you, and none shall deliver you. This is the same echo from Torah. Our people knew this. They knew Torah. No one will save you. They was waiting for the Most High to deliver them. And the words of the Most High came from the prophets, came through the righteous. It went into the ears of those people, and they chose. As Kanye said, they chose to stay where they was at. They chose to stay slaves. That was a choice that they made. They could have chose to come out and not go down with them, but they chose to stay. And it's sad to say, most of them stayed. And now we're only a remnant on the outside, looking at the smoke that goes up from the flames of her torment. We only looking from the outside now. Okay, therefore, all of this, because of this, therefore her plagues will come in one day: death, mourning, and famine. Let me say it again: death, mourning, and famine. This is what came to her in one day, and she will be utterly burned with fire. For strong is Yahuwah who judges her. Remember, it's Yahuwah that judged her. This vengeance was from Yahuwah. This was in His heart. We had nothing to do with this. We didn't know anything about this. This was from Yahuwah. We don't know. Again, I made mention before. We don't know when something is from Yahuwah and when it's from the enemy. And so the things that's from Yahuwah, we'll say that's from the enemy. And then things from the enemy, we will say that was from Yahuwah. You need to know when something is from Yahuwah and when something is from the enemy. The light of a lamp shall not shine in you anymore. She's finished. And He's saying there is no light. Nobody. If there's a light, that means someone is there with a lamp looking around. No one with not even a lamp of light to shine in you anymore. And the voice of the bridegroom, no more marriage and giving into marriage. Remember, before Noah went into the ark, they was marrying and giving into marriage. This is before she was destroyed. They was marrying and giving into marriage. And remember, they was having feasts, and their own feast days shall not be heard in you anymore. Why? Because he's silencing her. She had a big mouth. She talked too much. She was arrogant. She was all these things. She was the most wicked, vile nation in the world. And this is why she had to be dealt with. There was none. She says there was none like her. She was right in a way. There was none that had more wickedness in them than she had in her. For your merchants were the great men of the earth. For by your sorcery, here's your sorcery, she dealt in sorcery. You know, she had places called the Magic Kingdom. You know, Disney. You know, all of this was her makeup. So by your sorcery, all the nations were deceived. She deceived all the nations. She's doing so much wickedness. We are deceived by her wickedness. And we don't know when we're deceived. That's why it's called deception. You don't know you're deceived. But the scripture says all of us, she deceived all of us. And in her was found the blood of the prophets, the righteous, and all who were slain. See, she is the problem for the bloodshed in the earth. She's the one going around. She was the hammer of the earth going around taking down nations. Let me make a point here. And this is not part of the funeral session, but there were people that used to say that it was Ishmael that was the one that's doing this. I don't understand. How is it we don't know who is the hammer of the earth? What country is taking down? This was the daughter, no doubt, the daughter of Babylon that take down countries and nations. It says all that were slain in the earth was because of her. Now, everyone that was in her, all of those that were in her before she went down, all of them, look at this very carefully. They was dull-hearted, every last one of them. That's why when we proclaim when the righteous when the righteous proclaim to these people what was coming, they was dull-hearted. They was hard-headed. They did not listen. And they was without knowledge. Every metalsmith is put to shame by the carved image. All those that made those images and are listen, when she go down, there will be those making carved images as she's going down. That's how mad she is with her idols. For his molten image is falsehood, and there is no breath in them. We know and understand that the people, you know, her wisdom warped her, and the people end up being warped also. This is what happened to this kingdom. This kingdom was powerful, it was mighty, and the Most High took it down. And when the Most High took it down, this was all what was left of her. The burning of her smoke, the burning, you know, the people that was in her before it went down, they cried out to the Most High, you have to do something. And they cried for her punishment. They told the Most High he must do what his word said he was going to do. And this moved the Most High. Now, what the Most High did, there was a process of time that went by, and it seems like she wasn't going to get taken down. There were some that came out of her. They stayed out for some years, and something happened. They went back into her, and they went down with her. And this is as they was going back into her, some of the others were still coming out. And what the Most High was doing, they have no idea what he was doing. The Most High was waiting for that last one to come out. He was waiting for that last one. This is what he's waiting on. This is what he was waiting on. That last one to come out. And when that last one came out, that's when the destruction started. That's when the bombs fell. That's when the fire fell from Shamayim to destroy her. And the people had no idea what was that wait time for. They had no idea he was waiting on that last righteous one. And he was not going to send not one bomb to that land until that last righteous one came out. The righteous understood this. But those that was dull-hearted and hard-headed, they missed it. They missed it. They proclaimed to be knowledgeable. They proclaimed to be all up in there with the Most High. And they had a large following, a very large following. And some of their followers, after they went down, some of their followers that was outside, that was in Europe, some that was in Africa, they scattered. They left. They ended up leaving because they knew it was falsehood. It was until she went down they realized the falsehood. And this is one thing the judgment does. It reveals falsehood. Anyone that claimed they was up in there with the Most High, all your Christian pastors, falsehood. Some of your Christian pastors ended up in Europe. The rich ones, they ended up in Europe. Falsehood. Their following dropped. After that, their following dropped. Because people understood you were falsehood. What you had was false. Why didn't you stay in her? How did you know what was going to happen? Because they saw where things was going. They was listening to some of the righteous, and they knew they had a plan to get out at the right moment and at the right time. This is a prophetic funeral. Of course, she's still there, but you will look back on this message that the Most High said, do this, and this I'm doing. He put it in me to do this, and here we are. And that wicked kingdom has reached their end. Their sin, their iniquities have peaked. And the Most High has said to her, enough. He was ready to silence her, and when he silenced her, she will be silenced for good. Now, after her destruction, of course, the righteous will be on the outside, going to proclaim in the land of vengeance. We will be there to proclaim the vengeance. We spoke about this. We spoke about it before it happened because it was written in the scriptures, and we choose to believe the scripture. And the people around us, they thought we were crazy. But until that happened, now the people that proclaim this are not crazy at all. And those people are going to know, okay, what else do you know? And they're going to flock to this righteous group. What else do you know? And then the righteous will be able to tell them what else is coming according to scripture. This will break down. This will break down this is a part of the breakdown and the breakup of other nations. The righteous, once she's gone, the righteous, it's time to celebrate. We're going to celebrate the vengeance of the Most High. We're going to celebrate this wicked kingdom being taken down. We're going to celebrate finally judgment when no one issued judgment against her. None in the world. If you're waiting for the UN to bring judgment on her, they run the UN. You can't wait for anyone to bring judgment on this land. Judgment will not come. It only came from the Most High. We understand this celebration time is a short-lived celebration. Like when Yasharal crossed the water, when they was chased by the army, Pharaoh and his army, it was a short celebration. This is what this will be for us. A short celebration. Once the celebration is over, then we know we have to move forward. We have to go ahead. And once we go ahead, the Most High will be there for us to equip, teach, and train us to what will come next. Celebration time. Celebration in order. Once again, to die for coming and listening to the Daughter of Babylon prophetic funeral.